Reset button.
The reset button. Happy 4th of July special. We are celebrating MURRRICA the only way we know how with, in our opinion, the top 3 most patriotic games of all time. Tannen, what's going on, man? Ready to do this with you. Glad. Little, not an official episode, but a sneak peek.
I'm gonna start with we have 3 lists here, Travis, that we're gonna start with. I'm going to start with my number 3 of patriotic games. I'm going to go ahead and go with Medal of Honor: Rising Sun. Before Pearl Harbor was bombed, the 4th of July really wasn't widespread U.S. celebration and all over the country as it was post World War II. Thus, I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Medal of Honor, Medal of Honor of Rising Sun is the hypothesis of what World War II is, and you would actually do this game being sitting couch to couch. It was a split screen Medal of Honor game for the first time, and you got to run the campaign with it against the Japanese enemy, I guess as you would call it, with somebody sitting directly on your couch. This is my number 3 just because it starts out as Pearl Harbor, and
Are we going to flip-flop these to my number 3 next? Is that how you want to do it?
Yeah. Your number 3 is going to be next.
Mine is so out of left field. I don't even know if you remember this game. I don't know why I do, but it sticks out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I really enjoyed, like, dude, I played through the whole campaign with, of all people, Travis Joe Beach, who, of course, joined the army, fought in the Afghani war.
Because of this game, he fought for our country and inspired him.
But it is a really kind of good game to play. But also I have to remind everybody, don't get racist, don't get stupid while you play it. Just bear in mind it's supposed to be a I don't know what you call it. Just a reminder that war shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand it over to you, Travis.
Mine is like I said, an obscure one. Do you remember for the PlayStation 1, the PSX, whatever you want to call it, Patriotic Pinball? Do you remember this game?
Oh my God!
This game. Do you remember being able to hit your silver little ball off the Statue of Liberty's boobs? Because that's why this game stands out to me.
Dude, I do remember this game.
This game was so fucking American for a pinball game. You couldn't ask for more America. Not really not much more to say about it other than there was like George Washington's head or Mount Rushmore or something you could play pinball on. Like when you brought up this segment off air earlier, for some reason, this was the fucking first game that came to my head. I don't know why. Besides, like, Call of Duties and the obvious ones. Like, when I started thinking obscure, I was like, Patriotic Pinball.
Wow. Dude, no, that was... It is such an awesome pinball game. Fucking right, Travis.
There you have it.
Good pick.
Deep. Tannen, you're number 2. MURRRICA. Most MURRRICA game.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Day of the Tentacle. And let me tell you why.
What? Okay, go ahead. Explain, please.
Maniac Mansion Part 2, Day of the Tentacle. Okay, so we all know that the Dear Doctor sends off 2 people, Hoagie and God, I can't remember her other name, but she gets sent to the future, Hoagie gets sent to the past, and he gets sent to the past at the same Maniac Mansion that is, but it exists pre-Revolutionary War. And you walk in as Hoagie, you open up a couple doors, and you walk in, and here you see it, Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, and George Washington. And they're trying to figure out The Declaration of Independence.
You
The thing
dug
is,
even deeper than I did for your pick. Holy shit.
this is my number 2. The thing is in the long run, you inadvertently make Thomas Jefferson. There's an idea box. You inadvertently make it that there is a constitutional right that all Americans have to have a vacuum in their basement. And they don't even know what a vacuum is, but it helps out what's her face in the future to get the hamster out of the hamster hole in the basement.
Man.
That is my number 2 patriotic game, because also at the end of the game, if you do beat it, a flag is raised. It's the American flag in the shape of a tentacle. That is how much you alter history. Actually, you know what? It's not
Good
the
deep
Declaration
cut on that, Tannen. You went deep.
but it's not the Declaration of Independence that they're writing. It's actually the Constitution. But still, like the fact that they're hanging out in this other seedy hotel, and you know, like to get the time machine running, you have to work with Ben Franklin to power this battery, and he actually
That
has
counts.
to shock himself.
That
And you have to give him this like fake fucking junk mail from the 20th century. Oh my god, dude, that game is so fucking awesome. Like Day of the Tentacle really, like, yeah, that's my patriotic game, because that is it's so funny. That's my number 2. Like, Travis, you have to play that game and figure it out. You really have to figure it out. If you don't have it figured out, I want you to come over to my house. Like, I know you have it, but I want you to come over to my house, and I just want to go ahead and just help you along the way, so that way you see the way that this game turns out, because it is such a good game.
It's kind of cheating myself, but I don't have the patience anyway at this stage.
Yeah, you know, and it's cool. Like, I'll just take the controller from you and be like, "This is what you have to do. Now take this."
Number 2 for me. Does this count? Because I'm going to try to keep mine more retro. Narc. What is more American than being a cop, busting some criminals, going around doing it for Uncle Sam, keeping the streets safe for all the good Americans? Narc is a pretty patriotic game. One of the most fun arcade games I ever played as a kid. I was just talking about this the other day with one of my friends on Twitter or something, about games we played the most in the arcade and games that ate quarters the most, and this was definitely one of my go-tos. I never beat this fucking game in the
But
arcade.
Narc was modern. Like, what's your more musket filling number 2? Narc is modern. I'm talking about like fucking
Okay.
founding fathers.
I mean,
shit.
you want me to go there? I said it off air. I feel like it should be my number 2 because I need it to be. We reviewed it on the show, and I don't know what episode. North and South for the
I
NES.
loved it.
What is more
Loved the game.
patriotic and a hell of a history lesson? It really is. And you can kind of create your own scenarios in that game, which was awesome about it for an 8-bit game, especially. I know we went into this game a lot, so we won't do that here. But Tannen, 2 minutes on thoughts on North and South again.
Dude, I fucking love that game. As I said, it reminded me a lot of Agent Art of War, which was another classic PC game. But like, to bring, like, Agent Art of War was like a floppy disk game. So to bring like that kind of ideal with also historically accurate facts and shit to a console was awesome. And I burped again. But that game was really, really cool to play. I had never played it before Travis, you told me to play it. It is a game that I have on my emulator. Sometimes I will sit in my room, my PC room, privately, and still play it. I like that game a lot.
One of the
and
deepest
thank you for
8-bit experiences you could ask for in the NES, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Underrated.
yeah. And you know, like, you have a lot of
excuse me.
And I do understand a lot of these people ripping down these Confederate things, right?
Yeah.
my only thing is it's like I understand in the middle of cities and stuff where it does not need to be needed, but on battlefields, like, would you lay off a little bit?
I
No,
didn't do
there's
me or them. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking about
I'm
them.
saying I didn't do anything. I haven't even played
Yeah,
Battlefield 1
no,
yet.
but I'm just saying, like, I understand, like, like if you have a cornerstone in a city and you have like a statue, whatever, but like in the middle of a farm field, a battlefield where like there's dead people underneath you when you're walking, by the way.
And tip at the top of the mountain for your list, your #1 most patriotic game of all time.
Number one,
It is your
most
turn.
patriotic. Man, this is gonna make you laugh. Hold
If you
on.
have the same one as me, I'm gonna be so pissed because I feel like mine is just so it just needs to be #1. But go ahead.
My number one. I had two number ones actually. I had one that
Oh, which
I had
one do you
one that
love more? It's like your favorite kid.
well, I had one that was an anti number one, and that would be um it wasn't really patriotic. It really kind of read into like what happens when the crazy outright comes out.
Yeah.
Would be
Wolfenstein?
no, BioShock 3.
Ooh, I don't even think of the BioShock series, especially. Oh, nice. That is a good honorable mention, I would say,
Yeah.
or sub B or 1B or 1A or whatever.
But my number one being patriotic, and like you even try to shoot your friends in it, and it doesn't let you do it. They just stand there like you're just like kind of punching them. The original Medal of Honor.
So that's two Medal
I
of Honors on your
love,
list.
I love the fuck
The
out of
very
the
first.
original Medal of
There
Honor.
you go. Yeah, that is
Uh,
that is a classic. There's no denying that.
well, you know what?
Does
Like,
it
dude,
hold up? Probably
I grew
not
up
as
with
good as it did back
Wolfenstein.
then, but that's besides the point. You know what I mean?
And I grew up with Wolfenstein and stuff, and man, though, like that game, like it actually gave physical response to you, like shooting a Nazi, and then you would like if you shot them in the foot, they'd skip around, shut them in the ass, they grab their ass, and then you could run up and just smack them in the face. I don't know what it is, man. With me, I love fighting Nazis.
As we all should and do, probably too. I mean, anyone that
Yeah.
doesn't like killing a Nazi is probably a Nazi. I'm just saying.
I'm a little bit more obsessed with like even more than the Brad Pitt character. Man, I love me killing some
You
Nazis.
can timestamp that quote, by the way. I don't mind, guys. Quote it all day. Put it on a fucking t-shirt. We need someone to make us a t-shirt by now. Shit, 23 episodes. Solid
But like,
pick, man. That is definitely a classic. Like you said, guys, don't let the gameplay. I mean, look at the time it was released. Just give it a chance. I mean,
yeah. Well, no, even when Medal of Honor 2, you were a French underground female. Man, I loved that game too. It gave you a
whole new
different
concept
perspective.
at the time. The games weren't doing anything like that at the time from that perspective
They
in a way. Like
weren't.
Perfect
They
Dark
weren't.
kind of was, but not like that. Like espionage type
And
stuff.
no, they weren't like, dude. You had basically a Jane Oso for the first time in 2002, stepping up and fucking like, show me your papers, and like, no, instead, like, like you had the option to actually like, um, act differently and then stab the fucker. Like, it was great.
I didn't see that as your #1. I'm shocked that my #1. I thought we would have the same one, honestly, on this list, on this episode. I don't think there's any better history lesson on America and its upbringings and what made it America and the origins of America than the beloved classic, The Oregon Trail, as my most patriotic game ever made.
Oh, good one.
I got to. I mean, for
Yeah, no, good one.
what
I've
can you
died of
say?
typhoid.
I died of syphilis. Not at what can we really say about this game? It is you could even say, as far as games, this is a staple Americana type game, a mainstream name type game. Like everybody, even like kids now, they have these updated versions of Oregon Trail.
But kids then, like, dude, when we were kids, like, we got attacked by Indians, and that's all they said. You got attacked by Indians.
All Oregon Trail I ever really cared about was hunting. Like it was just, keep moving along the trail so I can hunt some more to kill time in class. That
Yeah.
was basically my experience with Oregon Trail. But I played
But
many a times on DOSBox now, and it's not what it was as a kid, but it's still a good little game. Give it credit for
Dude,
what.
no, it holds up. Actually, like I got a copy of it for 3DS, and I had to look it up to price it. And guess what? What do you think I priced it at, Travis?
Shoot, I'm stumped on an Oregon Trail price.
I
Honestly,
mean, what would you want to pay for Oregon
for
Trail on?
Oregon Trail and the 3DS,
Yeah,
here's $5, man.
it's nice. I had to price it at $39.
Fuck my life.
Yeah, right. I'd sell it. I'd sell it for 25. Like all day, all day. And I played it for a minute. Dude, wow. Fucking Oregon Trail 3DS. Really awesome
In
fucking game.
in 3D, also.
It's not just a 3D game. It's fucking cool.
It's the update. Is there an option to play the old school version on that handheld Oregon Trail?
I didn't actually look. I just went right into it.
I could never fathom paying $40 for Oregon Trail for a 3DS.
Right. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I paid $40 for it for the third one, and that was a couple years ago. Oregon Trail 3 was like an FMV movie.
Yeah, but that's like we're talking about like just a
FMV thing.
remake of
No, we
fucking
did the
vanilla.
FMV thing a couple weeks ago. So yes, this is a good story.
Right.
So yeah, I get into the Oregon Trail FMV, I guess is what you would call it. Oh my God, no!
So, Tannen, rounding out our list, you had at number 3 Medal of Honor. Which incarnation was that in series? I can't remember. You said at your number 3 originally. You don't remember, do you?
No. Wait, what? My Medal of Honor was number 3.
No, your number 1 was the original Medal of Honor. At your number 3, you had another Medal of Honor entry in the series. You said, kicking off the list. I was just recapping what our lists were. I probably shouldn't have though, because I probably forgot I forget half of mine now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, like, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so fired up for America.
Medal of Honor. My number 3 was the original Medal of Honor.
Your number 1 was the original Medal of Honor. We just did our number 1s.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh man.
That's how fired up we are for America's birthday, Tatum. We can't remember our lists already. That's fine.
Oh no, because I was gonna throw out subtle thing Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh, there you go.
It is a really good one for the birth of our country.
Saints Row 4 kind of dicks out, guns blazing, patriotic, underlining. If you think about it.
Yeah, but well, with Assassin's Creed 3, though, you really have actually the founding shit going on.
Yeah, not just this fan fiction bullshit about some crazy president. Yeah,
and that's really where I was going to end it. But yeah,
well, we forgot. We apologized to our listeners, guys. We were so excited. No, yeah. Game of the week last week.
My number 1 was BioShock 3.
Oh, yeah. That was your number 1?
Yeah.
That was your honorable mention. Okay, good enough. Fair enough. It's documented.
Fuck you.
We forgot to do game of the week. Fuck us. We both messed up last week.
Of America.
We have nothing to review this week, which is why we went a little longer with lists and stuff this week. So it's good to bring a list back to the show. I missed them. But Tannen, where can everyone check you out on Twitter, all that good shit, before we get out of here this week?
You can check me out at O'Tannen's Bomb at Twitter. You can check Travis out at Hibiki TMD. Let me sound more excited. Hold on a second. You can check me out at O'Tannen's Bum at Twitter. And you can check Travis out at Hibiki TMD. Travis, what the hell do you want to close with?
Tannen,
we'll have more America coming back to you with more Captain America. More shit. More shit. But yeah, go there on a moonlit night and fucking, whatever.